Dwann, you posted a meme, and because we talk about the humility tour that Black people have to go on. Robert Horry was crying on television, talking about the pain of Black people, and you spoke out about how you don't think, you didn't say him specifically, but you said you don't think we should be crying on television. And I wanted to talk about that because I think that in this moment where we're exhibiting some strength in areas where basketball players are saying, we're not playing, we're understanding our value in the marketplace, because it goes beyond just the politics, but the amount of dollars that we generate for our oppression is a very big issue. And I don't, that's why I went off today on Instagram. I was like, stop doing business with people who fund your oppression, right? You have to start saying, what you got on the survival of my kids? So there's activism, and there's this performative activism that we keep seeing. I want us to talk about that, because Robert Horry did cry. There was some more people who spoke. Kenny the Jet walked off the set in solidarity with the basketball players, which I respect him for, because I'm tired of all lives matter, Black lives matter analogies. I don't do them anymore. So I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about that? Because it is hard to watch a Black man crying on television and begging and pleading for them to see us. Have we reached the point? Have we reached the point where we can no longer continue to beg for them to see us and demand what's rightfully ours?
Yeah, that whole crying thing, no, that's not it. That's not it. You can't be over here crying. Look, Black people, we've shown our humanity. You know what I mean? We've already shown that. When you look at America's greatest orators of peace, they're all Black. Whether you're talking about Frederick Douglass, whether you're talking about the first person to die in the American Revolution, Crispus Attucks was a Black person. The person who, when it comes to all of our inventions, like, we didn't invent guns, we invented the air condition. You know what I mean? We didn't invent missiles. George Washington Carver, while their scientists were inventing during the World War II, they were inventing these atomic bombs. George Washington Carver was inventing additives to rubber to help put tires on the vehicles, because Germany shut down all the rubber plants during World War II. We had Garrett Morris. We invented gas masks. Like, there's nothing about us that's ever shown that we're not a humane people. So if you're going to appeal to these people, you cannot do it through crying and trying to show even more that you're more humane. What's more humane than someone who don't even want to shoot you back after you kill our family? You don't need to cry. We're at war. This is a propaganda war going on right now. And it happened a few years ago. Like, if people don't see it, then Van Jones was crying, Angela Rye was crying a few years ago. It's like, look, power respects power. Power does not respect weakness. You're not going to get power to listen to you through crying. Racism isn't personal. It's a war. It's strategy. It's business. It has to be approached and solved like you would solve any other math problem. It's a problem. When you get a quadratic equation in trig, you don't cry about the problem because it got 4 variables. You solve the fucking problem. We don't have time to be talking about something we scared. No, stop that. That's on one level. And I'm going to shut up after I said this one last point. Read this book called The Turner Diaries. Read Camp of the Saints. These are books that white supremacists, that they read. Timothy McVeigh had that book when he bombed Oklahoma City. That little boy that shot up that church, he was reading Camp of the Saints. They tell you in their literature that they go after soft targets. When you're a soft target, when you're crying, when you're weak, when you're meek, that's why they go into church and shoot people in those environments, because they like soft targets. They don't want nobody that's going to fight back. When you're crying all the time, you present the group as a soft target. Stand up. Cry with your mama. Cry with your kid. Cry alone. And then when you get in front of that camera, speak some damn truth to power and grow some nuts.
I mean, I like using those moments to speak truth to power. I can't tell people how to express their emotions, because a lot of crying is about rage more than it is about sadness. I know that. Like, I know when you be so angry and frustrated that it comes out in tears, even if it's fear or righteous anger. I think there is something also that's just very American and ridiculous about sticking a camera in somebody's face in the middle of a tragedy. But that's a separate argument. That's just how we do things that fly in the face of humanity. We are an inhumane country. So expecting humanity in moments of tragedy is, I mean, you can't expect it.